Bobby Mair, I'm from Seaforth, Ontario. I'm 25. I moved away when I was 19 to come to Toronto to do comedy. I went to comedy college for 8 months and dropped out of that, and then I've been doing stand-up for 5 years.
Did you guys know that there's a dog escort service? I really want to call the number and be like, listen, money's of no object, but my dog has a fantasy. Is there any way you can get me 101 Dalmatians?
I was always just a funny enough kid. I wasn't that funny though. I remember when I was like 10 years old, there was a kid who was always funnier than me, and I really, really resented it. I just figured like I could do it, like I knew I'd figure it out. And I knew if I worked hard enough at it, that it would work.
Whenever you see those hockey players, like, they're beating the shit out of each other, and then the ref has to break them up, and they're still, like, going at each other, and then the ref always whispers something. I'm like, what the fuck is he whispering? I figured out he's whispering, guys, we're all fucking millionaires. Can we stop pretending to give a fuck? The fans care way more, because they're just people with fucking nothing in their lives, so they're clinging to these millionaires on ice.
I mean, I tried really hard in school for like half the time, and then in grade 12, I think once I realized I was going to go to comedy college and do this, I was like, I don't really need to memorize a periodic table, and I stopped trying. Even on my like grade 12 chemistry exam, I remember it was like multiple choice, and I just did like a Zorro Z, and then the kid beside me also did a Zorro Z, so it was like, are we going to get caught for cheating? Even if I'm never famous, I'm sure I can figure out how to make money at this. It's just money, you know? People figure it out all the time. I don't really hold in high esteem the idea of being able to do something. Like, I just figured I'd be able to do it.
A hockey fan can scream in your face, yeah, Leafs! And you're supposed to be fine. I can't get that excited about one thing in my life. Imagine I come up to you on the way here and I'm like, yeah, the baby's black, I'm not a daddy! I'm gonna get a jersey with a picture of a black kid on it! And on the back it's gonna say, not mine!
I mean, money is freedom. Like, it's still, if you have money, you can travel the world, you can do lots of things, you can have the security of a house. But it's still like, if you're not happy, it doesn't really do anything. It can really provide a good illusion. It can provide a good illusion to everyone but you. I can say I'm not about money, but like, having the option to eat out all the time, or being able to, you know, have a car, or a house, or like, you know, not eat Mr. Noodle, that's great. It's just what I find funny, like it's just what, like I never feel like I'm trying to be offensive, I'm just trying to be honest and talk about the things I find interesting.
I was thinking about how sad the people who had to like live through a tsunami must be, but then I was thinking there's one guy who must be really happy, and that's the guy who right before a tsunami committed a brutal murder. That guy is doing awesome. Like, imagine, like, his girlfriend really pissed him off, so he just picked up a rock and he just bludgeons her, like, to death, right? And then he's like, oh, fuck, what am I going to do with this body? This is awful. And then the tsunami comes and washes his problems away! Alright, guys, that was fucking weird.
It's really freeing. Like, they're not, me being good at comedy and me being successful in comedy aren't the same thing. When I go to comedy, is just the joy of, you know, it's like probably a night, like 80-20. I get 80% out of it. I get to do what I like to do and get people's approval. And 20% probably I'm happy that I get to make other people happy.
My parents let me watch the movie Home Alone when I was a kid. Don't do that. You know what Home Alone teaches you? It teaches you, if you hear people break into your house, don't call the cops, just set up booby traps and see what happens. Oh yeah, well here's a message to the kids. If you hit a guy in the face with a paint can, he's still gonna rape you.
I'm gonna move to England, and that's really my next big plan, but from there I have no idea what's gonna happen.
X-Men was my favorite show, and my favorite character is Professor Xavier. Because he was in a wheelchair, but he could move things with his mind. But here's what I didn't understand. If you could move a building with your mind, shouldn't you be able to move your legs with your mind? I think this asshole was faking it just for that disability check.
I'll be making a living doing comedy. I'll be happy. I'll have a house. Maybe my own TV show. Maybe write for a TV show. And that's about it. Like, there's not that many. I mean, that's a lot. I can either really enjoy being there, or when I'm there, want more, I guess. But it seems like a good thing.
Never giving up.